Alright, I'm going to be installing this outdoor fan. I'm going to be installing a remote on the fan as well. It's a Hampton Bay model number. There it is. I'm converting from a light to the fan light combo here. So here's our outside back porch light that I'm going to be replacing with the fan. So before you go any further, make sure that your breaker is tripped and the power is off to this. They had the red wire here wired up to the light. You got a black wire here for the fan. You got your white neutral, and then they got a ground wire that has been painted over, so might need to clean off some of that paint to make sure we get a good ground. And right here I have a voltage sniffer. It's probably not the correct term for it, but the volt alert. Tell you if there's any voltage at any of these lines. You want to check this before you do anything to these. And everything looks clear. So we're good to go ahead and start installing. Here's the wiring instructions for the receiver. As you can see, it's going to have an antenna on it. And then there's going to be two wires that come off one side, a black and white. That goes to the house supply wires. I'm going to be connecting the red wire from the light switch in the house to the black wire, and then the white wire to the white wire from the house. And then to the fan, you just wire it up the way that the colors show. Everything's color coordinated for this, except for the ground wire from the house to the fan is shown here, but the receiver wiring is just color by color, blue, black, white. I'm gonna go ahead and stick the receiver up in there. It doesn't leave a whole lot of room for the wires and stuff, which I don't like that, but it just is what it is. So here's the wiring that's gonna go to these over here, and here's the wiring that's gonna go to these. I have the ground wire over here, so I need to fish my ground wire through to the other side, this one here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll show you wiring it up. Alright, since I have a black wire here that is for the fan switch inside, since I'm using a remote, I don't need this one. I'm going to just cut it off so that there's no exposed conductor. And then I'm also going to put a wire nut over it, just to be safe. Alright, so the red is going to be the hot wire, and that's going to go to this. I am going to strip these back a little bit because I like to have a little more wire in that. And you want to make sure you twist the wires in a clockwise manner, because that's what the wire nuts are going to be turning when you tighten them onto the wire. So here's the neutral, and it's the white wire to white wire here. And then my two grounds. So you also want to make sure that the wires go to the very tip of the house wiring, because that's what your wire nuts are going to be grabbing onto. Alright, and then give your wiring a tug. Make sure that everything is in there and not coming out. Alright, feels good. Time to wire up this side, and you just match the fan wires to the remote wires here. Alright, so to get my wires out of the way, I'm going to have to remove this now and shove these up into the electrical box and then put my remote back up in there. So I'm going to do that. It's going to take a little bit of time. Alright, so was able to finally get all the wires tucked up in there nicely. Nothing's pinching and the cover is on. There wasn't a whole lot of room, but I was able to get it to work. So just something to note. You want to make sure that you pull the chain on the fan to where it's set to high speed when you're using the remote, because the remote, you can adjust the speed of the fan from the remote. So the actual fan itself, you got to yank the chain until it's at high speed so that the remote will have full range of control of your fan. So here's my finished product, and everything's working as it should. That's with the remote. You gotta make sure if it's connected to a switch in the house that the switch is on. Make sure you turn the breakers on too. So, thanks for watching.